Hey everyone, Tatsu here, and welcome to Talking Token Episode 2. This is the series where I'm just kind of going over all the new stuff from Token Rambu Set 2 as it's coming out. The first episode was all about the new mechanic for Token Rambu. What's the card? I forgot the card's name already. It's like Shodokyu or something? I don't remember. Um, Basically it let you make any card in your deck a Vanguard, right? Any card from the set. As long as it had a normal version and a Kiwame version, you could make it into a Vanguard. You could give it a crest to give it new Vanguard skills instead of its old Regard abilities, and you could do this, that, and the other. It's cool. It's a cool mechanic. But Token Rambu still has proper ride lines as well, and one of the ride lines that is getting supported in the new set is Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame. We've gotten a Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame Sentou, which is just like basically dress up for the Lyrical Set 1 girls. Uh, but yeah, Sentou is just like the battle, like art for when they're like fighting in the browser game. And one thing that's really funny about the ride line specifically is, well, at least for Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame, the art for Sentou was actually used as the Token Rambu rare for set 1. Yeah, that's pretty funny in my opinion. It's pretty cool. So basically, right, um, this deck changes so much from set 1. You can kind of just do whatever you want with this deck, but this is how I'm choosing to build it for my first draft. This deck became like manipulate top deck and flip all your damage, so you could get the plus 10k on Kiwame here, right? You know, the right deck was like, when this unit is rode on by Toku, look at the top card of your deck and put it on top or into Soul. Then when this unit is ridden by Kiwame, search your deck for up to one Yamato Nakami Yasasada, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck, and then, you know, this did its thing where it's like, CB1, SB1, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of your deck and draw a card, right? This was, you know, the trial deck ride line for Touken Rambu. But the new Sentou version of Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame says that this unit is also regarded as Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame on Vanguard and Rearguard, which is really important. And Vanguard, once per turn, if you Persona Road this turn, this cost may be paid with Counterblast 1. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, you can discard a card from hand and put a card with the same card name as this unit from Rearguard Circle or hand into your soul. You you stand the unit and increase or decrease its critical and drive to 1 until end of turn. If your soul has 2 grade 3 cards with Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame in their card names, this unit also gets, at the end of the battle, this unit attacks, CB1 stand this unit, and it gets drive -1 until end of turn. Whew. So basically, right, we're getting like 3 Vanguard swings, which is a lot, right? We're getting about 6 attacks, right? No, 5. It's 5. You can play like Mikazuki Manechika from set 1. You know, just a generic restander if you want to go for those more attacks. But wow, yeah, there's like 3 attacks with Vanguard, and all it's doing is resetting itself to like 1 crit after the first attack. I mean, you know, it's it's pretty weird. The second attack isn't getting another drive check. Yeah, I don't know. This is a really kind of odd restand gimmick, but it's, I guess it's like Rebirth, right? It's like Draconic Overlord the Rebirth, where eventually you just swinging Vanguard with no drive checks, or at least the V1, right? So the deck in some ways hasn't really changed. I'm still running fronts and crits, but this time I'm running like 8 crit, 3 front. We're obviously running 4 forge. I don't think we're running less than 4 forge in any deck ever for the rest of Touken Rubber's life. Even in like the crest decks, you're running 4 forge. It's pretty much the only order you want to play. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm running Gridale. If you really want, you could also be running Forbidal Surrogate. Forbidal Surrogate lets you get 2 grade 3s from one from drop, one from thingo, or both from deck, or both from drop, yada yada yada. As long as they have different names. So you could search like Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame, and you could search Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame Sentou because they have different names, right? So you could totally run this as your regardless piece for the deck. But because we have the Persona Ride lock on this version of Kashuu Kiyomitsu Kiwame, I'm running Gridale because I think it's like slightly better. But you could totally get away with Forbidal Surrogate. Because yeah, it just kind of works. But you know, we're running shit like we're running the old Monoyoshi Sadamune and we're running the new one. We're running 2-2. You can run 4 of each, obviously, that have different names. But Shinken Hisatsu, this unit gets intercept and plus 5k. And can intercept from back row and, you know, plus 5k shield. It's like, you know, it's pretty good. It's 10k shield at like, at 3 damage, at limit break 3, right? It's nothing to scoff at, you know. Back in set 1, we were running, where is he? I totally lost track. This guy, Kotagirigo, you know, when your Vanguard is attacked, you can Soul Blast 1 and move it to Guardian Circle. It's not an intercept. Alright, we're playing Soul Blast 1 for a 5k shield to front row? Like, what? Now it's like, you know, this is just really good. But, you know, sometimes you just need that good old classic W trigger power. It's great. That's great. We're running, of course, the new Horikawa and Izumi 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 no Kami Kanasada. Izumi no Kami Kanasada Kiwame. We're running this version of the engine. Obviously, you can combine the bits and pieces like from set 1. I really want to talk about this little engine though because it is locked. The old engine was generic. This engine is locked to Kashuu Kiyomitsu and to Mitsunokami Yoshiyuki, right? So you know, there's kind of a difference, right, between what the engine, how like generic the engines are. But for I think this deck in particular, you definitely are running the not generic engine because you know when it's placed, if your Vanguard's go through a greater CB1 to search for Izumi no Kami Kanasada, like and you call it a regard, like okay, yeah. So we get him right, and then you know Shinken Hisatsu, that's LB Limit Break 3. When your other regard in the same column as this unit is placed, other than from hand, if you have a grade 3 or greater Kashuu Kiyomitsu or Mitsunokami Yoshiyuki, the place unit gets plus 5k, right? This also works with Forge. So if you know, you could just have this right like here, right? You just have this just kind of sitting there, you know, like do. You could just, you know, give what you call off Forge plus 5k, which is like insane, right? And then Kanasada Kiwame, during your turn, if you have grade 1 or less regard in the same column as this unit, it gets plus 5k. And then front row regard, if you're a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kashuu Kiyomitsu or Mitsunokami Yoshiyuki in its card name attacks, you put this unit on the bottom of your deck and you draw a card and you choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k until the end of the battle, right? So basically, you know, we're just able to keep powering up our Vanguard for those extra like swings that we're doing, um, which just really solid there, right? Being able to we're decreasing our drive checks every restand. We're decreasing our crit on the first restand, so we can't even like keep critical triggers, whatever. So being able to have a way to increase our power still is really nice. Kind of wish it would give like plus 5k and a crit as well for putting it back on the bottom, but having it go back to the bottom just means your opponent can't retire it, and then we can just get it back from Forge. And also with Forge, we can just recycle our Horikawas that go into the drop zone as well, which is really nice. We're also running one copy of the old Yamato no Kami Yasasada, just because the grade 2 searches it. We could even, use it as the discard fodder for this skill, right? But, it's a searchable regard, so there's no point in not running it. I'm running this OT because it is strictly better than the Touken Rambu order OTs. But I will also say that if you do run this guy, Kogara Sumeru, you can actually, when you drive check the red OT, this guy, what's his name? Valnot? Valnot? When you drive check this guy, he lets you put it in your hand instead of removing it from the game. So we just get a free like 50k shield. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just gonna say. But there's like a ton of stuff you could be running. We're obviously running 4 of the new Yamato no Kami Yasasada, Kiwame. What he does is when he's placed on Rigard, we can CB1 to check top 7 for a grade 3 or greater Kashuu Kiyomitsu, right? So it can be this one or it can be this one, and we put it in our hand, shuffle our deck. But if we didn't reveal it, we get to take one from our drop, right? So if we're having to get rid of the ones in our hand, right, we can just put the ones from our drop. Obviously, we have to check the deck first, but obviously that also lets us shuffle our deck, right? So we can potentially be getting our Izunokami Kanasadas off our Forge, right? The ones that got a bot deck, we can get them back off Forge, because he's going to shuffle the deck. And then if our Vanguard with Kashuu Kiyomitsu in its card name is stood by a card's ability this turn, this unit gets plus 10k. And that is pretty boss, not gonna lie. It's pretty baller. You're gonna be running like the counter charger in this deck. Specifically this one, I think is the best one. Sure, it's one place on Rigard if you percent road this turn CC1, but like it's better than on hit CC1. It's when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you CC1 or Soul Charge 2. It's like damn. That's the easiest block swing ever, right? That's like the obvious thing that's always going to get blocked every time you try to fucking do anything. But this guy's just on play CC1, so you could totally play him if you wanted to. We're trying to Persona Ride as much as we can. These can Persona Ride between each other. We're only running 3 of the old one, because we're going to have the one in Soul just from Ride Deck anyway. We need the one in Ride Deck to even like use our grade 2 skill. So we're pretty much always trying to like draw into this guy, but we have another out to it anyway through Kiwame. I'm trying to think, what else can you run in this build? You can run, I already said you could run Mikazuki Manechika. You could run the guy, what is his name? It's this guy, Hyuga Masamune. We ran him back in set 1. If you're still pretty into the whole, what's it called, game plan? The whole top deck stacking game plan. You can keep running him. No, trying to think. You could run draws in this deck if you want. Draws are fine. They're not like the worst thing ever. I think we draw enough, we search enough. You know, Forge gets us cards off the top. You know, Hokawa searches. We search this out through our ride deck. This searches. This lets us draw and gets put on bot deck. Which doesn't really matter, but we get to draw off this. We draw off of this skill if we use it on turn 1. Or on turn 3, sorry. I think we draw enough. We draw from Persona Ride, we draw from this, that, and the other. So I don't think you need draws in this build. You could totally run it over the fronts if you want, though. You can lean more heavily into Monoyoshi Saramune. And you could run this, that, and the other. You know, I'm not going to judge you for anything. It's all cool in my book. You know, Touken Rambu, I think is like malleable enough. You can kind of just run whatever you want. But you know, like yeah. I don't know, let's give this like a little shot, right? So we draw our 5. I'm just gonna put that on bot deck and draw one. Ooh, 2 forges. 2 forges, good. We're gonna draw a card. We're gonna probably ditch the front. We're gonna ride this, and we're gonna play Forge straight away. Right? We're gonna run Forge. We're gonna, you know, put this on bot deck, and we're just gonna look at top. Yeah, I guess we can pull that back here because we get to use it later. And then we call it as rest. And we shuffle, 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 shuffle. And then, you know, opponent's turn, we take a damage. And we draw. We stand. I'm probably going to ditch the front again, just because we can recycle it with Forge. This time, we're going to look at the top card of our deck and see if we put it to soul or put it on bottom. We're actually going to put it on the bottom because it's a crit trigger. We're going to play another Forge. And we're going to reveal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we have 2 options, we're going to call that. Put the rest on bot deck. And shuffle, 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 shuffle. We can swing with this, we can swing with this, we do a drive check, we heal. I guess, let's say our opponent didn't, you know, whatever, didn't take that hit. And then we just kind of end our turn, we take damage, we block another attack, and we go right phase, we get draw, we're going to ditch a crit, and we're going to ride aggro 3. Well, I'm going to put that back on top, because we're going to search our deck for our one of, which is right here. Put him to hand. Shovel, shovel, shovel. I guess I'm just going to bring him up there. I'm not sure. We're definitely going to be forging twice, and we're going to call... we're going to call him here. Gonna shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then... we're probably... yeah, why not? We're definitely searching... actually, I don't know. Let's not search, right? We're gonna just, what we're gonna do is we're gonna search with this. We're gonna CB1, check top 7, and boop, we got him. We're gonna put him to hand, and then we're gonna get our +10 because we have no face up in damage zone. And we're gonna swing. First check. Bam. Second check. Nothing. And then we're gonna swing. And then we're gonna end phase. And we're probably gonna take a damage. And we're probably gonna block a thing. I totally forgot to put a card back for Forge just before, but whatever. And we're gonna take another damage just so we're in Shingen Hisat's range. We're gonna ride. We're gonna draw. We're gonna persona ride. Shift click, right? Or control? No. Control. Is it control right click? I don't know. How do I persona ride? Hold up. Hold up. Whatever. I don't know how I'm supposed to persona ride, but we persona ride anyway because it's how the game works. And we draw a card for persona riding, and we're gonna call. Whoop. I think I've broken the game. Okay, Memphis. Did I break the game? Oh no, I can't call anything. Anyway, so we're gonna go. Battle phase. We're gonna go. Probably swing Vanguard. Counterblast. Whatever. Oh. What am I doing? Why am I? Okay. Okay. Anyway, you get the point, right? We do the thing, we drive check, we CB1, we restand. This gets +10. We probably attacked with this first, but whatever. It goes into soul, and we have extra stuff, and then we can swing again, and then we can CB1 again, and then we yeah, it's just any time it's restored, so this gets another 10k. And then we swing again, this time with no drive checks whatsoever, and then we can finally swing with this with our big 40k. And it's kind of how, it's kind of this whole thing can kind of work, right? So that's my take on like my first kind of draft for this style of deck. It's up to you if you find value in some of these cards, like Monoishi, Sadamune, Kiwame. I kind of only put it in because it's kind of like a callback to running Kitsugirigo back in set 1. Horikawa, the Horikawa Kanasada engine was like, I don't know, it's an engine I didn't play around too much with back in set 1, so I wanted to give it a shot now that we have the Kiwame versions. I think next time we're definitely going to be doing a video on the new Mikazuki Manechika Kiwame ride line. It's a very interesting ride line. It's more about rearguard restanding than it is about Vanguard restanding like this deck was. So it's kind of the opposite. But I think by the time I upload this, the Vanguard live stream should be happening. The Tuesday stream. So we should have like another new ride line or some new cards or something. And we'll have the rest of the crests on Thursday, and we'll have the what's it called Thursday as well. I think we'll have another new ride line or something. So it's gonna be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, if you like this episode, very cool. keep watching, keep follow me. I don't know. Subscribe, like, comment. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Just I'm really again. I'm just really excited for set two. Touken Rambo, my favorite clan, my favorite nation. Um, I just really enjoy building decks for this nation. I think it's a very rewarding clan to build for. Um, and I can't wait to see what keeps happening with the new reveals. So, yeah, bye bye.